Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome back to OpenTTD. Here we are. We've got the train from Bardham set up. Travels a pretty long way, relatively speaking, down to the city of Penningwell. And it seems to do so, relatively well, relatively efficiently. Couple of issues that I'm having. One is that, as you might imagine, with the just one train running at the moment, the ratings here in Bardham are poor. Not too much of a surprise there. The other issue that I'm having is all the way across here, down in Penningwell, we don't really have enough passengers. We quite often have trains sat here waiting, sometimes 2 or 3 trains sitting here waiting. So as profitable as this train from Penningwell to Bardham is, we can't really go ahead and just clone it all to heck. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make use of this before the city grows any more and double up on our station capacity here in the metropolis of Penningwell, which is, of course, where our headquarters are based, right there. So, if you remember way back in episode 2 or 3, when we created the little hut that was our headquarters, it's now quite a nice office building. So, just going to go ahead and change the transparency options so I can have a proper look at the city and just double check that everything works out okay. You see, that looks nice. If I go for platform length 5 like that, that and that, then that would seem to work pretty well. Oh, that did not work pretty well. I am terrible at close mouse control, apparently. Hey ho. So yeah, just create this. And you see, part of me is wondering in future about a potential crossing. We've got this sea here, and we could potentially have a bridge crossing. I mean, obviously, we're nowhere near enough money for this at the moment, so couldn't really be done at this juncture. But it's never too early to think about that kind of thing. So I think for now I might just leave it, and we will have this round the corner bit going on here, and I think we will link up over here. You might notice I put this little crossway in. I was finding that with the long waits in Penningwell station, some trains would just auto route to this as their nearest depot, and then have to stop at Suddinghead Cross in order to turn around. So I've put this here, and I guess we will see whether that makes any difference or not. But yes, there we go. So ordinarily when you're looking for a high-speed train situation, ideally you want nice wide corners so that the trains don't slow down. But of course, the other thing I'm thinking about here is how much land I am taking up, as in I don't want to take up too much land here. Straight tracks lets the city grow out and past. The roads can go over the train tracks, and the city can grow beyond the train tracks, but diagonals kind of hem them in, so I don't want large areas of diagonal track. Okay, so pretty good so far. I should say as well, just as a bit of an update, look, we're into 1844 at the moment, and money-wise, we've got over £500,000 sat in the bank at this point. So we've really gotten over the whole crippling new vehicles costs, I would say. You know, even in years when we're spending over 300,000 on new vehicles, we're still making close to 200,000 profit. So that's all fine and dandy. Now then, can I bridge over here? Yes, I can. And over here, also yes. So that's fine. And yeah, I guess I want the trains on here to be able to go both directions. So let's have a look. I'm always bringing these diagonals at the junctions directly into a square with a signal on it, and it annoys me. So there we go. Let's do it that way, and also like that. So that's fine. That goes to there. Couple of bridges over. Lovely stuff. And the traditional curve out each way, like so, and like so. Although, again, oh no, that works just fine. Lovely. So, yes, just try and get this right. That looks good. Okay, and then left off of the track there, and right off of the track there. And right that way, left that way. And we can get these signals out. Lovely stuff. All right. Yeah. There we go. Terrific. So we now have Pennywell stores as well as Pennywell. I don't really like that as a name. I might rename it. I'm going to call it Pennywell North. Weird, I know, but I'm not using it for stores. I don't know. This is the name I've gone with. You see, yeah, there's that train that heads to Bardham, and it's full of, I guess it's still got passengers from Pennywell, but yeah, it's ended up here. It's not ideal. So you know what I'm going to do? Rather than Pennywell, we're going to make it Pennywell North, and we're going to full load that. And then what we're going to do is get a tad disorientated. There we go. There's where we are. Then what we're going to do is clone this train. So we've updated the orders, and it starts out by going to Bardham. Yeah. And going to clone it again, because it is a profitable vehicle, as far as I can tell. And that's, yeah, so you know, it's made 17,000 this year, made 9,000 in its first year. So yes, that's, yeah, we're missing a useful signal, I think, there. So there we go. Yeah, that's a decent extension, I would say. Why are you stopped? I'm not entirely sure. That's a good example to show that the train doesn't limit itself to 1 mile an hour when it's going uphill, which is, one of those things you truly want to avoid. This is the fully loaded, blah, 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 blah. This is the fully laden train, and we can see it here. It slows down, but not too much, and it generally, every time it gets up to speed, or rather every time before it reaches the next incline, before it reaches the next slope upwards, it's over 30 miles an hour. So all things considered, it's doing pretty well. And this is quite a short one, but still up over 30, and this is the only one where it doesn't reach 30 miles an hour before coming up the hill. And so here is where this train slows down the most on the journey. Now here, with the breakdown, we will get to see, because it's broken down right at the worst point, just before a hill, and it's this sort of thing that makes, playing the game with the industry multipliers on and with early low-powered steam. By industry multipliers, I mean the freight multipliers, the weight multiplier for cargo, which doesn't affect passengers. But yeah, the train managed to just power right on through that. Not a problem. Okay, so lovely stuff. And Bardham is getting a better service from us already. Nice. Right, so Bardham's looking good, and the passenger service that we're providing there isn't bad either. And I'm going to come back to Pennywell North, because obviously, Pennywell is being well served at this point. It's one of the few, I think, that we can say is very good, because we've got the room in the station for everyone to wait there, for trains to wait there, and that's helping our situation. It's going to take a little longer for Pennywell North to get to that sort of status, and it will definitely need more trains to get there. But for now, going to carry on with this concept of this as a backbone. I want to take this main platform, not platform, what's the word I'm looking for? This main route, backbone, that was the word I was looking for. Rhymes with platform, honestly. Going to carry on taking this across here. Wow, what did I do there? Terrible. There we go. Yeah, with the thought that, we will bring it across and then gradually down, and then down to here and through here, and then we will call that a pretty good route, I think. So we'll keep an eye on the money as we go. We're up at close to 600,000. And what we want to do, I guess, is to bring this across and incrementally bring it down. So quite a lot of building to do, and I'm going to have little places where there are occasional gaps. I like to do that for various reasons. It can help in future when you want to kind of upgrade things. It just reminds you that, having this as a 2-lane, one way each way, sort of a setup, might not be such a permanent thing. Let's have a look. What else do I want to do? I want to have something going down here and something coming down here. Like so. Nice. And yeah, I don't really have a destination in mind at the moment. Now the situation is more, I'm looking to build a track. That's all I'm doing at this juncture. Is building a track, and I'm thinking as well as I'm going about the gaps between slopes, basically. So trying to give it a decent distance in between any sloped sections in order to facilitate trains being able to go up them, even though they're not particularly well powered. Um, the thing we need to also try to remember is that we don't really, I don't really want to have corners of any kind of significance, particularly close to the slopes, because they can both serve to slow the train down. But I think, yeah, I see that's even worse because they're coming up on the left hand side. I do not want to do that. I want to think about that a little more. Coming down, driving down the left, that's absolutely fine. But coming up, let's try that. See, that's all fine and dandy, but then, we can go down the hill just fine. Coming up, do we need a little more distance? I mean, ideally, we could do with a little more distance. So that gives it a little more distance. And, oof. I guess, let's see, how about if we come down here like that? That gives it a little more distance. And so, yeah, we've got a situation then where the tracks are split. Oh, this is already messy. When you see a lot of the OpenTTD games, games, part of the appeal is seeing these wonderful networks that are just beautifully organized, and straight and true tracks just ploughing their way through the countryside. But for this game, at this time, in the mid 19th century, 1845, that's not what's happening right now. So it is what it is. But so we've got a decent chunk of track here at this point. You know what? Tiny bit of terraforming never hurt anyone. Flattening mountains, maybe not so much. But that I can just... There we go. Okay. So that's... we could work out a junction here. We've got room for it. We can potentially come off left to Predtown and right up to Sunworth and beyond. And, it's looking more like an actual backbone at this point. Although potentially, you could come all the way across here as a longer distance route. Could be interesting. But with all that said, I believe we said we were going to hook up Praringwell. It's the town with the silliest of names, but let's not let that stop us. I think that's... let's just put on the transparency. Oof. Maybe that's a decent option, or that. Yeah, it's a tough one. Maybe that. Or can we orientate it this way? Yeah. Oof. Any way we slice it, it's going to be tough, isn't it? If we were to destroy that one place there, then we could, yeah. Oh wow, oops. Oh well, if we're going to do that, let's do that as well and put it here. Sorry, Prying Well, but in all honesty, that works out quite nicely for us. So let's get these across, and yeah. So again, with the hills in place, this left-hand track here is coming up the hill, and this right-hand track, this is coming down. So, you know, in terms of this, I think this one can come down sort of like this. This is hopefully going to make sense in a minute, but you know, we can basically bring this train down here. But as for coming up the hill, again, we've got the situation where it's just going to be quite steep, and I worry. I do worry about it. I mean, on the one hand, you know, we could just plough on up like this. I think what I might do is, yeah, on the one hand, I'm going to plough on up. We could maybe conduct a little experiment and see whether zigzagging my way up the hill, which was what my intention was, is a smart move, or whether it's just a waste of time. You see, I was figuring that I might do something like this, where I would give the train a chance to sort of speed up, you know, bringing it along here like so. So it's got a chance to speed up in between increments, you know. But I don't know whether it's in any way going to be worth it. But I guess there is only one way to find out. And that's to maybe try, experiment with it. So we might do that. Let's just get the signals sorted out. This, you know, this might be a bit of a waste, which I think I'm all right with. You know, we still have money available to us. So, you know, we're doing all right these days. As a company, we don't need to penny pinch or worry too much. Okay, let's just finish off this. Okay. So we're going to go like so, and like so, like so, and then 1, 2, round the corner, and there. So yeah, you know, no, make it that way, that way, that way, and that way. Okay. Not too terribly bad. Let's see what else. I think what we might do is, yeah, let's have ourselves one of these here. Let's have ourselves one of these here, and it can come down like that. It can come up here like that. I'm even going to connect it there. So should people want to use that, they are able to do so. And indeed, let's go ahead and use it now ourselves. So, still on the patentee, let's buy a couple here and load up on passengers. Up to 4 carriages long, and we're going to send this one down to here. We're going to fully load it, and I think bring it, let's see, if we bring it up the hill and along this way and then up to Bardham, yeah, and we can, should we full load at Bardham? Let's do that. And we'll send that train on its way, and we shall clone it. There we go. And we'll have ourselves a little experiment, and we shall see. Now, to have this experiment, we're going to need both of these trains to load up fully, and I think we'll need a little waypoint. Yeah, we'll put this waypoint in, and what we'll do is this one is going to go via the waypoint, and the other one is not, and we shall see. Let's take this off. Both of them are going to be fully loaded, so yeah, we will get to see whether this snaky up the hill malarkey ends up being worth it, or whether it's irrelevant. I mean, I guess part of the point here as well is that this is the speeds that we're going to compare with these two trains just transporting passengers. And you know, I have not yet in this game transported a single mail bag. And you know, ordinarily your passengers and your mail, they kind of go together. You know, you tend to put mail along with passengers on the trains because they come and they go to the same places, and you know, the ratios work quite well. You can have a train mostly with passenger carts and just a couple of mail ones. Okay, so I'll put a timer on in the video, and we'll see how long it takes this train to get up the hill, and we will compare it to the other train when they make their ascent. Oh wow, okay. Wow, okay. So yeah, all right, let's scratch that, and we shall try again. We'll try again. Okay, so second attempt, here we go. This train has got the waypoint in place, so we should try this one first. There we go, it's fully loaded, and up we go. Let's check the speed as we go. Well, it's not a great start because it's got the corner right near the slope. But at least here, it's, you know, it got up to above 30 before snaking up the hill. And wow, yeah, I think possibly this experiment might have to wait for a more scientific approach. Yeah, just fast forwarding. Let's go. Let's see through here, and there you have it. And here's the next train to give it a try. And this one's coming straight up the hill. And doesn't seem to struggle that much. Gotta be honest. Now, what I was saying before I realised how flawed this experiment really is that I haven't yet transported mail on these passenger trains, and the reason for that is very straightforward. It's simply that the mail is subject to a 5 times weight multiplier that passengers are not. And yeah, that's sort of the problem. Where's this train going? I thought you were going to Bardham. Can you not come up here? Where are you going? Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, I think I have some navigation issues on my network that I might need to get resolved. Let's just check, Yeah, it's left on this side. Driving on the left on this side. It seems okay. I have no idea why this guy is heading the way that they are heading. Okay. Well, on that note, we will call that for today. It seems I have some blowing up of things to do. I have some train navigation issues to resolve. And in amidst all of that kerfuffle, there was a new train pop up that we now have available to us. And it is the Crampton. 40 miles an hour. And that is faster than our rails will permit. So let's have a look. No, nothing we can sort out about that yet. So yeah, we are pushing the very limits of railway technology. We're certainly pushing your patience for one episode. So we shall call that. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves.